Is Bruno Fernandes accidentally harming Paul Pogba? Paul Pogba's future at Manchester United is a big question mark, and Bruno Fernandes is currently the main character of the Old Trafford team. It was during a Manchester derby that Paul Pogba produced the most memorable performance of his career at the Reds, netting a brace to inspire a comeback 3-2 win in April 2018. Manchester City's goal of winning the Premier League title in that round failed. But in the rematch of these two teams at Old Trafford last night, 2.5 years after that spectacular feat at Etihad Stadium, Pogba is no longer himself. He needs to change the team, Mino Raiola, his agent, announced on Monday. The waves that statement created are something that anyone can feel. Paul Pogba's reunion with Manchester United from Juventus in 2016 was once a blockbuster story, constantly being reported by every media organization and generating a frenetic excitement. An old man returned to write his story in the team that trained him after asserting his ability in other places. And the fee spent for this reunion is also a world record number, £89 million. The hope, the expectation that Pogba will help refresh the club to its former glory, is of course extremely immense. But it is clear that the story of this reunion did not play out that way. In the last 4 seasons, Manchester United have ended the campaign with an average gap of 27 points from the Premier League top team. In his second relationship with the Old Trafford team, Pogba is not short of spectacular moments. In fact, his performance at Man United is much better than you might think, but huge expectations, originally laid up on him, did not come true. At the time when Manchester United was led by José Mourinho, the rupture of his relationship with the Portuguese coach became a big story, and the French star did not also become a popular name under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. There was hope that Manchester United's new signing Bruno Fernandes in January would also be a move that would benefit Pogba. In a conversation with Sky Sports in July, his best friend and former teammate, Patrick Evra, confirmed that Pogba himself was delighted with the arrival of a big player. Another a star will help share the creative burden with him at Man United. But instead of providing support, helping Pogba reduce the pressure, Fernandes has completely robbed the French player's place in the team. The 26-year-old star shined brightly, contributing his shoe prints to 37 goals, direct goals plus assists, in 39 games since his debut in February. The Portuguese player's immense influence in helping United thrive in the second half against West Ham last Saturday has once again underlined the team's dependence on him. Of course, Pogba also played a key role in that win, with his superb strike from a Fernandes pass, paving the way for the result to follow. But as Jamie Carragher insisted on Monday Night Football, he was only included in the starting lineup because the others needed a break. The positive impact he made against RB Leipzig 3 days later came after he came on from the bench. Perhaps the performance in Germany will help the French star get a major kick in the confrontation with Manchester City. But even when that happened, the certainty that Fernandes was in the number 10 role meant that the remaining vacancies in midfield was deeper, in areas where Pogba was less relaxed and his influence on the game was less. Since Fernandes arrived at Old Trafford at the end of the January transfer window, statistics show that Pogba has created fewer chances, less shots, and has had fewer touches inside the box. Significantly compared to before, instead, he had to play very low and cover for his new teammate, as well as the Manchester United striker trio. It has never been Pogba's forte. The discipline of position has never been a strong point for the French star, and this is exactly what Raiola alluded to earlier this week, when he asserted that his client is unable to express himself the way he wants, just as people expect from him under Solskjaer. Of course, Pogba and Fernandes have coordinated effectively in the last 2 matches, but both of those performances came in desperate circumstances, when United were forced to actively attack, trying to find a way to score at all costs. They have also helped Manchester United to win 6 matches by being on the field at the end of last season. But what is more interesting is that 3 of the last 4 Premier League matches in which the duo were in the starting lineup against Arsenal, Tottenham and Crystal Palace all ended with defeat for Man United, with 10 goals conceded and only 2 goals scored. Man United's midfield has been completely overwhelmed in all 3 of those games, and while a lot of people are eager to see Pogba and Fernandes work side by side with support from a standing midfielder behind them, similar to the type of deployment Manchester City were once so successful with the trio Kevin De Bruyne, David Silva and Fernandinho in the 2017, 2018 season, making a huge contribution to their Premier League title that season. Then there's also a reason why this isn't happening. In a long season, there may be games where the two of them are on the pitch at the same time, Solskjaer told Sky Sports last week. But besides that, in your roster already has Nemanja, Matic, Scott, McTominay, and Fred, and the balance they can give you. Pogba can bring a lot to one football team. But the defensive balance is not one of them. Solskjaer was trying to find a solution to his midfield conundrum. He experimented with a diamond-shaped midfield and achieved a successful result that far surpassed expectations against RB Leipzig at Old Trafford in October, with Pogba working on the left flank, and the presence of both Matic and Fred on the pitch allowed him to keep going up and contribute greatly to the Reds' 50 victory. But the Manchester United head coach stopped using the system since it showed complete harmlessness against Arsenal just days later. Pogba performed poorly in that game, leaving United subject to a decisive penalty situation of the encounter when he fouled Hector Bellerin in the second half, a ball that further emphasized his lack of focus on defense, a problem that became more and more apparent during his low play. "You need to have discipline in those roles," Carragher stressed when discussing the topic on Monday Night Football at the start of the 2020-2021 season, implying that Pogba doesn't have that. The Frenchman entered the Manchester derby last night after having made a positive impact in consecutive matches for the first time in a long time. But the harsh reality is that as long as Fernandes is still present in the Manchester United squad, Pogba is likely to continue to be an outlaw at this team. Breakup seems to be an inevitable prospect at the present time.